Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Hall Squires. This is my introduction video for PER 571, sports management. Just to get right into it, starting with my childhood growing up, I moved around a lot. I was born in Pensacola, Florida originally. Spent the first 4 years or so of my life there, and then did bounce around a lot. I will say in one way, I'm pretty fortunate to have lived really all over the country. But I spent the majority of my time in Sacramento, and Memphis. I went to middle school and high school in Memphis, graduated high school just outside of Memphis. Um, and all throughout my life, I was involved with sports really early. That was a really important thing for my family, getting involved early, getting involved in a diversity of sports, so that I could really, you know, I think ultimately create this um, mentality, this drive to diversify myself as much as possible, have as many diverse interests as possible. And so I feel really fortunate to have done that. So, baseball, football, swimming, golf, I was really playing a lot of sports, and academics were a big part of that too. That was always something that was, a non-negotiable. As the sports and as the activities grew, the academics were never really allowed to waver, and I'm really glad that they weren't. Um, that being said, after I graduated high school, I did go to college. Initially signed to swim at Sewanee. It's a smaller D3 school in East Tennessee. It was very small, and my high school was extremely large. I had just shy of 3,000 kids in my high school. Had the last small, quote unquote, graduating class of like 700. So then to go to a school, undergrad school of about 3,000 kids was a bit of a culture shock. And didn't really fit in great with the swim team, unfortunately. Didn't get along with the coach super well. A beautiful place and learned a lot, but just wasn't really the best fit for me. So I ended up finishing my undergrad at the University of Colorado out in Boulder. Fantastic things to say about Colorado. It's an absolutely gorgeous place. Really enjoyed my academics there, especially the political science and journalism departments. I was really fortunate to be able to get a major and a minor. And the political science was a fantastic experience. Really focusing mostly on like political thought, Western political thought. And then a lot of my journalism was not really specific, which I think was kind of a really good thing for me at the time. Because even though a lot of my interests were probably more in print journalism, I was really kind of forced to go into a pretty wide array of sectors, from broadcasting to this picture down below is from a social media marketing class that I took, in which I had created a TikTok account surrounding college basketball. And I was fortunate enough to even get the chance to interview some of the basketball team players. This is actually me with Neat Clifford. Neat Clifford was a first round draft pick, actually, not this past year, but the year before, to the Sacramento Kings. So really, really cool experience. Can't speak highly enough of the journalism department, and in the political science department at Colorado. After I graduated, I was in New Orleans for about 3 years. Cannot speak highly enough about New Orleans actually either. I love that city more than anything. An incredible city with incredible people. I was able to teach middle school, seventh and eighth grade social studies. And I cannot put into words how incredible of an experience that was. Some of the most talented, funny kids, intelligent kids. I mean, there's not enough adjectives out there. Just a really invaluable experience. But unfortunately, like many people in academia, I did kind of find some burnout. I had really wanted to get back to grad school. And that really got me here to Delta State. I had missed swimming a lot. Swimming had been a huge part of my life for so long. Um, and so I was kind of able to marry the two here at Delta State, becoming a GA for the swim team, getting the opportunity to obviously get some advanced schooling, and also really develop some of my coaching skills that I've always had a great love for. Here with this swim and dive team, I think really what I like to use my experiences that I've had, both my, successes, my very limited successes, but mostly a lot of my struggles in sports and academics, just to be able to share those experiences with people. And I feel like this has been an incredible place to do that. The swim team's been an awesome sponge for anything and everything that I can share. And then just kind of honing my coaching skills, my ability to explain concepts, and just to be able to connect with kids has all been stuff that not only I felt like have been strengths, but have been really honed here. I want to continue to do that. I do have some significant areas for growth. I think like this class specifically, like I think that there's a lot that can be learned for me surrounding like marketing, and kind of understanding a little bit more the administrative side of coaching and the things that go along with running a successful program. Those are things that I have not had a lot of experience with. I will say, like, I am an academic. I really do like to consider myself that. I love higher education. I think it's so important. And so, I think there is a layer of like, I do want to kind of see where coaching goes, but in the back of my mind, there is always this kind of desire to continue with academia, and I've always kind of considered doctoral programs. I think if I were to do that, that would be more in like a sports sociology sphere, because, kind of as I've already alluded to, people are really what I care about. Um, and so if I were to do that, sports sociology, gender and racial equality, um, those kinds of subjects would be things that I'd be really interested in researching a little bit more. But yeah, that's my presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.